relationship communication breakdown, conflicts within your relationship that are causing you distress or feeling uneasy, creating a distance within your relationship. That is what we're talking about today, and the strategies, and a really simple one to help you navigate whenever there is something that might be blocking the connection between you and someone you really care about. So my handsome assistant is going to work with me to show you a really simple strategy that I am borrowing from Harville, Hendrix and Helen LaKelly. And they are relationship experts. If you don't know who they are, please do check them out. You will find a lot of resources on their website. We're breaking down a really simple practice that we ourselves have utilized. I can tell you it is really hard for someone like myself who loves to talk and really wants to find a resolution fast. This is great in terms of being able to feel heard, being able to feel understood. One thing I want to mention before we begin is that when your partner is sharing something with you, you may not agree, which is why there is a conflict. That's okay. You don't have to agree. You don't have to be on the same page. You are basically sharing how you feel, and the other person is hearing you, repeating it back to you so that you feel like you've been heard. And that does not necessarily mean that you are attempting to convince them or you're going to change their mind. It simply means that you are able to share in a safe space without interruption what is on your mind and in your heart, and that person is sharing it back to you. So the first step for this is setting up a time that works for both of you. So how many times have you gone into a situation with someone, you're upset, something has been festering for a while, there's a moment of basically the straw that broke the camel's back happens, and you want to resolve it that minute. There is no delay, there is no wait. Meanwhile, he might be finishing up an email, or might be trying to finish, in his case, editing photos or preparing for an upcoming event. That's not the time to come and attempt to resolve whatever the issue is. So I would come to Misha and say, Misha, I have something that's on my mind. When would be a good time to talk?
And let me check my calendar.
and then he would have an opportunity to check his calendar or to sit with that for a minute and say, okay, how about in an hour? Or I have a huge event tonight. Can we talk about this tomorrow? And one of the key pieces of this is it may not be immediately. It may not be within that same day, but do try to find that time where you can connect with each other within a day or two, because otherwise it continues to fester and there's even more energy, negative energy that can surround whatever is weighing on you. But at least you have something set and you have time that you can set aside to talk. So now you're together, you're having this opportunity to share what's on your mind and your heart. So we're going to role play a little bit on how you do this simple practice, but I'm going to share with you first how it goes. So basically, whichever person decided to call this sort of meeting with their partner, that they typically will go first, because they're the one that has something on their mind and heart. So I will share with Misha what is upsetting me, what is bothering me. Keep it as concise and simple as you can, because remember, the other person is going to be repeating back to you verbatim what you're saying. They're not paraphrasing, they're not summarizing, they're literally parroting back to you what you said. That way, you know they heard exactly what you were saying to them. After you do that, and then so you share a little bit, they parrot it back, and you might have to do that a few times before you feel complete. After each time that he parrots back to me what I'm saying, he's going to ask, did I get that? Or is there more? Which gives me an opportunity to connect with him and say, yes, you did get that. Or yes, but there was one piece of it that you didn't quite catch, and then I can share it. Now, one thing I forgot before we even begin that is to connect with each other. So this may feel really cheesy and ridiculous, and I know when we first did it, it felt a little awkward and uncomfortable, but you can hold hands, you can touch one hand on each other's heart and feel like, just take a few breaths with each other and get your energy in sync. One person, the person who's sharing, is ideally feeling a little amped up. the other person might be feeling a little anxious about, oh gosh, what is this? What is he or she going to say? And maybe feeling like, I don't really even want to be here, but I'm here because I love him or her. And just getting into a sense of energetic unison before you open the conversation is really important. So sorry, I forgot to mention that. Okay, so you connected, you're now sharing. I'm finished. I've completed what I wanted to say. And so I might say, I'm complete. I've shared everything that's on my heart. Thank you for listening. And then I'm going to share one reflection of him that I really appreciate. And that might be, I love how you listen to me right now. I love how you take care of things for me around the space. I love how you look out for me and make sure that I always have soup in the fridge when I'm feeling unwell. Whatever it is, it's the little subtleties of the relationship, those things that you don't always express that you appreciate. It's a great time to express that. And then you hug for a full minute to 2 minutes. This may seem like a really long time, and it's really important to kind of come back together and bring your energy back into a place of safety and connection, especially if you've had a challenging conversation. Then after you've completed the hug, you flip. And because more than likely, the person that was listening had a lot of thoughts and a lot of things that they wanted to say in response that they were not able to say because they were actively listening. They were not responding. It's not necessarily a dialogue in the terms that you might normally experience. So now it's his turn to share how he feels about what I said. And then I say this, parrot back to him what he said. I also will share exactly what he said and then ask, did I get that? Is there more? And then we do the same thing where he shares a reflection about me and then we close with a hug. And the one part of this that's really important to remember too is that this is really getting you into a place of feeling seen and heard and understood. And there may be further conversations that need to happen in order to really move through whatever that is. But the simple act of knowing that someone is listening to you, that they're hearing you, and that you're hearing their words and your words sync up is really healing in and of itself. So it's a great practice for the big things and the little things, and the more you do it, the easier it will be. So we're going to give you a quick little example. This can take a few minutes or it can take longer. So I would say set aside anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour for the first time, just so that you're not feeling clunky when you're doing it. Okay, so here we go. All right, so we're going to connect. All right, so here we're just going to look into each other's eyes and take 3 breaths together. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, breathing in. That was pretty simple, pretty easy to do. All right, so we're facing each other, we're looking at each other. I'm feeling like he has his eyes on me. I feel like he is paying attention to me. The body language, he's pretty open. I mean, his hands are clasped, but he's open to me. So energetically, there's already a flow of openness between us. Okay, so I'm going to share a reflection of something that is weighing on me. So I'm just going to come up with an example that might relate to you. This comes up for a lot of couples where one of the two works a lot and the other person feels like they are not getting the attention that they wish or that they desire. So, Misha, I feel like a lot of time is being spent on work and less time is being spent on us connecting. And it makes me feel really sad. So before I have him reflect, notice I'm not blaming. I'm sharing how I'm feeling. I'm sharing what's coming up for me and sharing that with him. I'm not pointing fingers at him. I'm not creating an atmosphere where he feels like he's done something wrong or where there's a negative perspective. It's really about how I'm feeling and what's happening within our relationship dynamic that's creating that. Okay. Mm-hmm. You're parroting back what I just said.
You're feeling like I'm working a lot and we're not spending a lot of time together.
Okay, so you paraphrased. So I'm going to say it again, and then you say exactly what I said back to me. Let's see. I'm feeling really sad because work has been really busy for you, and I don't feel like we're connecting.
You feel very sad because work has been busy for me and you're not feeling like we're connecting. Did I get that?
You did. Thank you.
Nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then I might go on to say something like, I would love for us to find a way to spend more time together on weeknights, because those are the nights that you are free the most.
I should say that?
No, I'm sharing that with you, and then now you're reflecting back to me.
You would like to find a way to spend more time on weeknights because that's when I'm most available. Did I get that right?
You did. And now I feel like he's heard me. We also have a potential plan of action. He's going to have an opportunity to share with me in a moment, but you can see how we're basically having this exchange, but he's not offering any thoughts or opinions or solutions in the moment. He's simply listening to me. And I feel complete. So thank you for listening. And a reflection of you is I appreciate your willingness to have this conversation with me, your willingness to support me with my work, and to love me the way you love me so big. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
And then we hug. We're not going to hug for a whole minute on the video. And we flip. So now he's going to have an opportunity to share his perspective on what I just shared. So we've already connected with breath. We don't need to do that again. So now you can reflect back to me any of your thoughts or opinions about what I shared with you.
It's really hard because you're perfect. So I'll just come up with something. It makes me very sad that you don't make me a sandwich every time you see me. I'm just kidding. It's not true. But I'm having a hard time coming up with stuff.
Well, maybe respond to, I know, because we're kind of role playing here on this one, so it's a little challenging. So maybe what were your feelings about the weeknight? The weeknight idea.
I feel like you want to spend time during weekdays, but sometimes even during weekdays that I'm busy, and you will get upset that I can't spend a lot of time with you, although my work schedule is not consistent.
Okay. So what I heard you say was that you feel that I may get upset about not spending time on weeknights, and even on weeknights you might be busy because your schedule is inconsistent. Did I get that?
Yes.
Anything else you want to say about it? What's your potential solution?
Just we need to communicate in advance and not get upset when one is busy working and trying to make money.
Okay, so what I'm hearing you say is that we need to communicate and not get upset if one or the other of us is busy because you're trying to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Did I get that?
Yes.
Okay. So are you feeling complete?
Feeling pretty complete.
Okay. Normally you wouldn't be asking the person. It takes, you'll see how you go, but we want to show you how you can do this in dialogue with one another. And so then we hug.
I didn't mention the reflection.
Oh, that's right. What's your reflection?
You have beautiful eyes.
Thank you.
And I just get lost in them.
And then we hug. And then for the full minute. And then you can have, another conversation, or maybe even take a little bit of space after that so that each of you can integrate what the other person said. Another avenue that might be really helpful is if you are the one listening, you can maybe write down a few notes about what the person said and reflect on that. There might be something that comes up later. And if there is something that comes up later and it's not a natural flow of conversation, or it feels like heavy for you or a little bit of an agitated energy, you might want to set up another meeting with your partner if it doesn't come up organically, but maybe have a follow-up just to see how you can move through whatever that is. So for us, it's really just about locking down the communication and regularly checking in with each other about schedules and making sure that, you know, each week we have an idea of availability and make some time for one another, so neither one of us feels like the disconnection between us, which is a really simple way. But when you're feeling amped up and upset, the logical mind may not always kick in, or you may be swept away by emotions that may not even have anything to do with this situation, but this situation is bringing it to the surface. So hopefully that's helpful for you. There'll be more videos to come with some more simple strategies, and a follow-up to this too regarding how the deeper wounds within us and ancestral patterning and societal conditioning play a role in this as well. Remember, we learn from one another. So if this would benefit someone, please do share. And that's it. Ciao for now.